Good evening, everybody, and welcome to RAMP, Real Access Motivates Progress live Wednesday night podcast. We are so excited to be here with you live tonight. I know there's a big storm going on down here in Rhode Island, but we are coast to coast tonight because my guests are from California and the other one is from Massachusetts, but he is in Florida right now because he's very smart and went to follow the warm weather instead of staying around here to the rain, cold, and wind. So we are talking the Better Connect Academy tonight, and I'd like you to introduce my guests, Jean and Andrew. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Oh, we're going to get right into it because what you guys do is so cool. So what I'm going to have you do first off is introduce yourself and introduce what you do. We'll start off with you, Jean.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you, Tina, for having us. We're really excited about this podcast. Well, my name is Jean Albentien, and I'm the CEO founder of the Better Connect Academy. I'm here in Burbank, California, so it's warm all the time. Love the, the warm weather here. Let me see what I can tell you. I've been in the nonprofit sector for the past, actually more than 20 years. I've worked with the disabled communities for well over 20 years as well. As a matter of fact, right now I'm employed with a state program in California, and I've been with them for over 18 years, and we deal directly with the deaf and disabled communities and their telecommunication needs. I'm a graduate of the University of Phoenix in Human Services Management. I have two gerontology certificates from USC, and I founded the Better Connect Academy back in 2018.
Oh, we are so excited to have you and learn so much more about all of this. Andrew, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody what you're about and what you do?
Hi, hello. My name is Andrew Carr. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm a disability advocate, and I've been working in disability affairs for the past few years, and a lifelong passion of mine. I graduated in political science and history from Westfield State University, and I'm so excited to be here tonight.
So I am so excited to have you both. So Jean, tell us a little bit about what the Better Connect Academy is all about.
Look, the simple way to describe this is it's an online course that teaches people in general, so staff of businesses, organizations, and medical offices, how to communicate correctly and how to provide effective communication with people who are hard of hearing or deaf. And that's the simplest way to put it. And so our course was really developed to for people to have that to apply the correct methods to be ADA compliant.
Oh, that's awesome. And Andrew, how did you get involved with Jean? Like, how did this all come about?
Yes, well, I met him through my group called theadvocacymagazine.com, and he joined back about a year ago, and we hosted Zoom meetings where we met informally, and he shared his product with me about what he presented as some of the hard of hearing loss. I found his product very engaging and very beneficial to me, and this is something that I wanted to support and see how I can support him with his product. And I believe it would really transform the industry, such as the consumer service industry, because I have such a hard time hearing people in public interfacing interaction. And I believe that if people understood what hard of hearing loss was, it would make it so much easier for me to receive good and reliable services.
It's so true. People don't understand, like if you go out to eat with somebody and you have an interpreter with you, more than not, the server or the person is going to engage with your interpreter instead of the actual person that's their customer. And teaching that kind of sensitivity and teaching that kind of way of interacting is probably the better way. Is that what the program is all about, Jean?
Well, the program definitely includes that. Is it all about that? No, it's not all about that, because we also talk about um, a little bit of biology about what is really a hard of hearing person, and what kinds of hearing loss there are in society. But we also teach the methods. We teach how to be ADA compliant, what are the rules, and how to provide that accessibility.
That is amazing. And how does somebody go about getting this program? Like, how do they sign up for it? Give us a little bit of insight.
Yeah. So,
Jean, go ahead.
hopefully you find us somewhere. Someone has a little bit of delay. That's okay. So hopefully someone has given you our information. Maybe you're a coffee shop, maybe you're a medical office. You just go to the betterconnectacademy.com. There's a link there to sign up. It's you click on enroll, and it will take you to the actual site where you enroll. There's a small fee, and that fee is so small. Some people are like, why is the fee only $45? Right now, it's only $45. It should be more than that. And we want to. Accessibility is not just about the beauty of your ramp, Tina, or the methods that people use in order for the hard of hearing to be able to hear and understand what you're saying. But accessibility is also to make the price accessible to everyone. And $45 right now to learn about and get certified about how to communicate correctly with hard of hearing people, but also be ADA compliant is it's a small price to pay for something so grand.
I completely agree with you, because what RAMP does is we break barriers, is we don't charge for any of the services that we do, because we don't want anybody to say that they can't afford to learn about accessibility and inclusion for all. So a small $45 fee to do it right is really, like you said, nothing at all. But we are nonprofits. We have to keep motivated and we have to keep going so we can keep getting our word out there. Andrew, how has this made a difference in your life? Because I know you're in this community. So what kind of difference has it made for your life, and why do you want people to, sign up for this?
Well, I think for me, having employers and people who are community providers be understand in this course, taking this course would bring about a level of understanding for the hard of hearing community and people who use cochlear implants or hearing aids. And this would provide transparency, clarity around how to communicate with someone who's hard of hearing, or how to understand misunderstanding that might occur. And I think that can provide a sort of relief that way there's not confusion when engaging someone who might have a misunderstanding in hearing you or what you said. And I think that's very important. People who communication is very critical in achieving that what's being said or what's being spoken, and that measuring that communication is very important.
I totally agree with you. Has COVID affected your community, and how, Andrew?
Yes, it has. I think the mask has made it very challenging. I think I find it. I think it shows that we still have power for advocacy. we still need to do better because I think that we talk about math, but clear math hasn't been made very accessible for the hard of hearing community. It's been a very big struggle for people like myself and I know that my family and my friend may say they also have a hard time in understanding with the math and the muffled speech, and it makes it such a harder time. So I really wish there was more advocacy, and one of the things I'm working on is to be more having school, especially if in school, teachers having clear math or providers having clear math. It can make it so much easier to hear because sometimes people who are hard of hearing depend on lip reading.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, between the muffled sound and everything from wearing your mask to those of us who read lips, you know what I mean, and depend on facial expression and lips to kind of get the gist of the conversation, I can understand that would be so important. Jean, is some of that in your curriculum, in the app itself? Like, does it handle some of like the challenges through the pandemic?
Well, we touch on the mask issue, and unfortunately, not enough people wear the clear mask, just like Andrew said. Yes, we talk about lip reading and the importance of it, but also we also talk about the importance of not having big beards, because besides the mask, the beards also cover your lips, and so, and even though it's trendy, really sometimes it does a
Right.
disservice. But uh,
How is the product taken by the public? Like, how do you find, once people sign up and register for the program, what's some of the feedback that you're getting, Jean?
we're getting some really good feedback. Um, in the beginning, in 2018, when this course was out there, when it first got introduced into the public, I'll be the first to say that it was probably a boring course, but people loved it. And then through networking a little bit with members of the Hearing Loss Association of America, we had deaf students, we had hard of hearing students who took the course and asked us to make little tweaks, little changes. Um, it completely transformed the course, and the feedback has been amazing. The only negative part about it is that not enough people know about it, and so one of the challenges that Andrew and I are facing right now is the fact that word is not getting out fast enough. It takes, as you know, Tina, it takes a lot of money, a lot of funding in order to, for your brand to be out there. And so the number one problem that Andrew and I are having right now is really to put it out there, to let people know, look, here's a product that's going to help your business be ADA compliant. It will bridge the gap between your business and the hard of hearing community, where in turn you will get new clients. The word spreads fast. So, so that's our little climb over the hill.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you just found a partner in Ramp, and we are going to have a page just for the Better Connect Academy on our website. So anybody that partners or comes to Ramp to look for something and they're looking for deaf or hard of hearing resources, they will find you because you will have your own page on our Ramp website. So that's what we're going to do to help you out. I also think that, have you reached out to a lot of the Centers for Independent Living in each state? Because I know each state has one, and partnering with them might be a way of helping you get your resources out there. Have you done something like that, Andrew?
I think that would be a very good thing that we hope to achieve. I think we found tricky in and finding a meeting with them to support the products. I think we're still navigating that area.
Right. Because I know I had mentioned it to our the Ocean State Center for Independent Living, and they love the product. So I'm sharing it with them as well because they're also a partner on my website. It's all in networking. It's all in. None of us are going to do this by ourselves. I mean, I basically advocate for accessible physical accessibility because obviously I'm in a wheelchair. but helping the deaf and hard of hearing, I'm only helping more and more of our community, and vice versa. We're all going to be stronger together, and we're all going to, work together. Like I said, we are literally covering coast to coast tonight, with Jean in California and me and you up here on the East Coast. Well, for the most part, when you're not vacationing in Florida on us, we got the East Coast covered on this side. We just need to get all of the states in between. What would be your end goal, John? What would you like to see as your end goal? Like products or virtual conferences or in-person conferences? How would you like to expand this?
Well, thanks for that question. In a perfect world, Andrew and I want this organization to be somewhat mandated, where if you hire someone new to your business, this course becomes part of the training. So that's number one. But not only this course, Andrew and I have been talking about expanding or creating new courses where how to communicate correctly with blind customers, with blind individuals, or those who don't have speech. So there's a lot of things that Andrew and I are talking about right now, but the how to communicate with a person who's hard of hearing or deaf is our first thing to do. Eventually, like I said, we want this program to be mandated in the perfect world, and and businesses to actually apply the methods.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, because one of the things that I'm working right now with our Rhode Island delegation here, and actually I'm working with some people in Massachusetts that I want to get Andrew on board with, is mandating ADA compliancy. Because when you go to open up a business and it's a bar or a club, you got to get liquor licenses, you have code enforcement, you have fire enforcement. Why is there not ADA enforcement? Why is there not a check mark next to ADA compliancy, or even like a training or something to start? Because if we don't start somewhere, it's the last on everybody's list, because it's something people don't think about. I love the fact that people will say to me, well, we don't see a lot of wheelchair users at our restaurant. Well, if you're not accessible, you're not going to see us, because why are we going to come out to try to get into your establishment that we can't get into? So if you opened your doors to accessibility, more people you let in, you raise your bottom line. So if we could add this to that ADA compliancy when you open a business, that would be a great next step. And then you could, like you said, you could have something for the blind impaired or for the autistic, you know what I mean? How to interact with somebody who's autistic or Down syndrome, or, you know what I mean? And you can have different variations of your product. Andrew, what would you like to see as the end goal? Does any of this sound like it works for you, or do you have another idea?
I think I share a very similar outcome and vision for this. I think I'm really hoping to see it implemented in businesses across the country, and that it mostly improve communication and understanding in the community, and it brings friendliness and welcomeness. So that way, there's not like it's kind of like a strange apprehension toward like meeting someone with a hard of hearing loss or another disability as we improve with other courses. That it is very warm and understanding of what is happening, and there's no confusion. So I think it gets very down to the personal level, that it removed sort of that layer, as I said earlier. It brings clarity to meeting someone with a hearing loss, and that if like they're misunderstanding, you can say, yes, that's because he wasn't looking at me. I need to be looking at him. And so that way, my hope is that it brings clarity to communication for people with disabilities as we expand in particular on this product.
That's great. And I mean, it's not just for the customer that you have to interact with. It's also so you're able to hire the deaf and hard of hearing or the blind or the disabled employee, and how the other employees and how management would have to make minor accommodations to take that employee in. Is that part of the curriculum, John?
Yeah, we do talk about the fact that
John, are you with us?
employers need to make accommodations to. I'm with you guys. There's a delay, but in the course we do go over the fact that businesses need to make accommodations.
Yeah. That where did you get your accreditation or your requirements for your, like, how did you pull your whole curriculum together, I guess is the question that I'm looking for. Jean, can you take that one?
Well, yes. Well, first of all, the way we set up the course was based on experiences. So we had to really gather a lot of data based on what I was experiencing in the field with my hard of hearing and deaf clients. But also, you know, when Andrew joined the Better Connect Academy, he also gave his personal experiences, and so the curriculum was really built upon experiences and extra information received by the deaf and hard of hearing community. We also got certified too. So the course is certified by the NCAAP, and it's the National Certification Council for Activity Professionals, but also by the CPD, which is the Continuing Professionals Development. Andrew and I are really trying to gather funds in order to be certified by other entities, so that, for example, nurses who get certified by CME, so that we have that certification and bring in the nurses and to take the course. Um, in my experience, a lot of my clients who have been at the hospital and are hard of hearing um, always complain about the fact that they cannot hear and understand the nurse or the doctor. The nurse and the doctor are very important people, and they need to be able to communicate correctly. They need to take this course. And so, in order for the Better Connect Academy to reach out to nurses and doctors, we need more and more certifications like the CME. But um, again, it takes funding. And so when we were talking about the little fee of $45, it's not for Andrew and I to be rich, but it's more to get, you know, more certifications and create more technology into the course.
It's great. And I'm glad that you said that, because, you know, one thing that we advocate for here in Rhode Island, because I have a lot of people who are deaf and they have to use interpreters. It's so important to understand that when you go to the doctor's office, you do not want to have a family member as your interpreter, because your mother or aunt or cousin or whoever your interpreter is may have a different idea of what they feel your condition should do, or what you should do, whether you should have surgery or not have surgery, or, you know, take this or take that, that they may not be addressing what the doctor is saying to the patient. So there could be a misconnect there. By having a third party who doesn't have a vested interest, you know that the exact words are being translated back and forth. Andrew, have you heard of any of that, or have you dealt with any part of that?
Well, I would say miscommunication is something that definitely happened in doctor's offices, or something that I'm worried about happening, because I know that it's such an important topic, and I think that's definitely a very area of concern.
Yeah, like I said, it's so true. Having a family member who thinks that they have your best interests at heart, but it's not your wishes, it takes that piece away. And again, you're not being an individual with using your own mind. You're at the mercy of somebody else. Proper communication, training, and education is what is going to fix that piece. And that way, no family member will be able to be an interpreter. It will be able to be a third party. So that way, you know that you have full say of what's going on. Andrew, talk about some of your affiliate marketing and, you know, how people can get involved to help you guys out.
Yes, well, at the BetterConnectAcademy.com, we have an affiliate marketing program where individuals can sign up and promote the product if they choose to, and they receive a commission for promoting the product. So that's one way to get involved by going to BetterConnectAcademy.com and seeing how you can sign up and be involved. And we're looking forward to growing that this partnership with individuals who are interested in promoting the product or the type of product with us.
And how do they get involved in that? Do they just, you know, connect with one of you two, or they could just do it online? And how many, you know, affiliates do you have at the time?
Yeah. Oh, there's John.
Andrew, could you answer
Yes,
that?
I believe right now we only have one, and right now it would be via a form and email, using both to connect with us, or on social media.
Perfect. John, how would you like to see to get more people? What would be the benefit other than the commission? What would be the benefit for people to, you know, be in affiliate marketing with you?
Well, look, first of all, I want to say that word of mouth, at least in my experience, has been the best marketing tool that there is. So I want to invite all hard of hearing and deaf individuals coast to coast, that anytime they feel that effective communication was not provided at a place of business, you know, give our information to that business, give that information to that agency, because you are walking marketing. But besides the walking marketing part of it, more importantly is the fact that you need them to provide that effective communication, and their staff needs to be trained for that. Look, affiliate marketing is wonderful, and that's one of the things that Andrew and I set up. Again, it's a way for people to be motivated to, you know, make an extra income, but at the same time push our mission forward.
Well, I employ every disabled organization out there to partner with you and with me to get our missions out there. Because like I said, you advocate for the deaf and hard of hearing. I advocate for the physical accessibility and more. I mean, we all have our niche. If we all cross promote each other, imagine how far we could go on social media by us all working together and being a resource for each other. Because in the end, who cares who gets the credit for it? In the end, all that matters is that people are properly communicating with, physical accessibility is readily available, and we're all just living our lives normally and not a second thought. Isn't that like really truly the end goal to all of us?
Yes, I would say
Absolutely.
universal accessibility is definitely an end goal.
Yeah. Andrew, tell us a little bit more about what you do in Massachusetts, because I know you're a huge advocate down there in Massachusetts, just over the border from me.
Yes, well, I'm currently governor appointee on the statewide Independent Living Council. My term's actually ending in December for renewal, but I've also been involved in various campaigns such as Teach Disability History, which was started in Massachusetts by East Side, Massachusetts. And we've been working to educate schools on Teach Disability History. And I've been involved in my local town committees and various nonprofits in the disability area and advocacy, and many projects that I have that I probably can't spend all the time saying on here. But if you're interested, feel free to reach out to me and learn more.
That'll be great. And like I said, I mean, we all need to work together. And here's the bottom line. Next year is an election year. So let's give all of these new running senators, governors, congressmen, mayors, town officials a platform to stand on, because what's disability being the largest minority in this country at 26%. That's
Yeah.
1 in 4 people have a disability in this country, and it's ever growing. But what people don't realize is when you turn 65 and older and become elderly and start losing hearing or start losing mobility, you're not considered disabled at that point. You're just elderly that uses a mobility device or happens to be losing your hearing because you're getting old, as they say. That's 45% of the population. So by 2030, between the elderly and the disabled population, if you're not talking about accessibility and getting your education and doing it properly, you'll be alienating half of our country by 2030. That's just in 9 short years from now. So now is the time to catch all of your elected officials and give them a platform to run on. Because I'll tell you, it will make a huge difference if you can tell them, I can bring you disabled and elderly voters by standing behind them and getting their needs met. John, what do you think of that?
I love it. I love it. I've been in contact with Chamber of Commerces, okay, in different cities, at least in California, and I have yet to hear back from a Chamber of Commerce that will say we want to go forward with your product. What they're not understanding is that I'm going to use Burbank as an example, but I don't mean that Burbank is bad in any way. But imagine if Burbank was the first city to adopt the Better Connect Academy course and tell all of California or all of the nation, we are the first city to have trained all of our businesses and their staff how to communicate correctly with hard of hearing people. Just imagine how grateful the hard of hearing and deaf communities would be, how much they would, shop into those cities. But that's just the example of Burbank. We, like you said, Tina, we need to push. This is the time. It starts. I feel like sometimes it starts locally because you need to grab the attention of that local area, um, and sometimes it feels like we're not an Amazon product. We're not the fresh pair of earbuds or the new shoes, right? And so that's why it's a little bit of a challenge to say, hey, buy our product because it's a digital product, but it's something that you're going to carry on your whole life. A pair of shoes might last you about a year. What you're going to learn with us is going to last you forever, internationally, not even locally, internationally. Get the skills. That's what I'm saying is let's push with politicians, let's push locally, but get those skills.
Yeah. Well, I can say that my shoes last forever because I never walk in them. So they last me forever, but I'm a different being. But I'll tell you, Rhode Island started a home modification grant where you can get your house modified and you get half of the money back for a grant for Rhode Island. We were one of the first states to adopt this. Now that Rhode Island has adopted, Massachusetts is getting it, Connecticut is getting it, Vermont is getting it. So it's spreading. So like you said, by being a state and going locally, if every disabled person listening to this podcast right now reached out to their local mayors, town officials, congressmen, senators, governors, lieutenant governors, products, because once one product takes off and businesses see how well it works and how they're getting more customers and they're, raising their bottom line, because like you said, it's got to benefit them. So once they see that their bottom line is going up, it's going to snowball and they're going to want more products and then they're going to want more people and they're going to want more ability to do all of this. So like I said, next year is an election year. This is the time to hit up your congressmen, senators, any elected official, or you know what? Run yourself on just those products. And whether you win or lose, you still got your message out there. That's all that matters. Now that we're nearing the end of the hour, Jean, give us some final takeaways and let people know how they can interact with you. I know your website has already been put in the chat, But give us some ways that we can contact you and we can get a part of this and we can help out. Besides on our website, that is.
Well, if it's not on your website, Tina, then they can contact us on our website. So you go to www.thebetterconnectacademy.com and there's a contact page there. Put in your information. Andrew and I will receive your question, your information, whatever, and we'll get in contact with you. If you're a business and today, after watching this podcast, you decided, you know what, I'm gonna do this, Andrew and I are willing to even provide, 2 or 3 free enrollments for your staff. Okay. This is how confident we are about our product. But on top of that, we want you to see that once your staff is skilled at, after taking our course, that hopefully you'll sign on your other staff and that you'll tell the business next door about what you did. But it all starts by contacting us or by signing up through our website.
And tell them why they should do this. Give them your heartfelt pitch. Give us your elevator pitch of why they should do this.
Look, first of all,
Yes.
it's the human thing to do. Go ahead.
Yes,
I agree. 100%. I agree.
Yes, I can
Andrew,
say
give
I
us
think-
your heartfelt pitch. And
Yes, I would definitely say I think this product has the ability to transform live community toward accessibility and inclusion.
tell them how it's changed your life. Once again, give them that final thing of what it's done for you.
But I think to me, it speaks value to community. It said that no matter who you are or where you're from, your community values you.
You know what I mean? It's something that sometimes it's eventual, sometimes it comes earlier in life, but not being able to hear, but being able to communicate is a skill that you need to have now in case it happens to you or a loved one down the road. So whether you have anybody that you're advocating for right now or know somebody that, might be dealing with that right now, you will encounter it. With 26% of the population, 1 in 4 people, you will encounter it down the road. So having that knowledge and education is only going to give you power, and it's going to give you the ability to interact properly and have a positive outcome right from the get-go than it is to, toss it around, fluff it around, have a negative encounter. Because I'll tell you, positively goes so far, but you have a negative encounter and that's going to go global. So you want to make sure that you're doing it right from the start. So let's send the positive global instead of the negative. John, give us that website once again.
www.thebetterconnectacademy.com.
Andrew, any connections that you want to give out? Make sure people know how to contact you. Andrew?
Well, on our website, you can find our social media.
Give out your social media.
Yes.
Is it the Better Connect Academy on all social media?
Yes. It's at the Better Connect Academy with an app.
With Facebook.
And what social media are you on? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram?
Yes, Facebook and Twitter. Yes.
Are you on LinkedIn?
Yes.
Okay, great. So everybody, you can get them on all social media. And if you forget, just email me and I will make sure that you get in contact with these 2 amazing young men to get the word out there. And like I said, this podcast will be on our website as of tonight. And in the next coming days, we will have a page just for the Better Connect Academy to help them get the word out through our website. So you'll be able to go to our website and connect with Andrew and Jean from there. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us tonight. This is an incredible, accredited course that everybody should be taking. And like I said, we are covering the entire country today, from California all the way to the East Coast and Rhode Island and Florida. So everyone in between, share this amazing podcast. Get the word out. The BetterConnectAcademy.com, or go to www.rampinclusion.com. I forgot my own website. Go to our website and you will be able to connect with Jean and Andrew, because we are going to be doing a lot of fabulous things going forward. They're going to be part of our Accessibility is Beautiful events going forward. We've already made that. So next September, they will be a part of that as well. So lots of connection going on. We are in this together, everybody. Share. Thank you, gentlemen. And we will be talking to you soon. And like I say to everybody, don't just sit there, make a difference. Have a great night. We'll see you all next week.